Welcome to the Valentine's edition of the Rambler Sports Locker. I'm Christina Carbonera.
And I'm Madeline Kenny.
We have a great show for you today. Love is in the air, and spring sports are right around the corner.
Yes, but first we'll start off with some men's basketball. Loyola faced Indiana State at the Gentile Arena last Saturday afternoon. The lack of accuracy ultimately led to the Ramblers' 79-65 loss to the Sycamores. Earl Peterson had a team high of 21 points, but Indiana State shot almost 60% from the field and 53% from behind the three-point line. 3 days later, the Ramblers looked to get back their winning ways when they took on Southern Illinois Salukis on Wednesday night. It was the Jesuit Jam in Gentile Arena, and Father Garanzini was in the building. We start with 10 minutes to go in the first half. Devin Turk drains a three in transition. That gave the Ramblers a 23-16 lead. But Salukis guard Dion Lavender hit back-to-back threes to tie the game up at 22. Turk quickly answered with another three of his own, Loyola up 28-27. However, the first half belonged to Lavender. He nails a deep three at the buzzer, his fourth of the half, and put the Salukis ahead 34-33 going into the locker room. 10 minutes into and Montel James sneaks behind the defense for an easy laying, tying the game at 52. Seconds later, Dante Ingram scores the and one basket in transition. You flex them guns, Dante. If you thought that was athletic, check out this throwdown by Anthony Bean. That was straight out of Space Jam. But James and the Ramblers proved to be too much for Southern Illinois. The forward finished with a game-high 19 points as Loyola held on for a 66-62 victory. Turk poured 15 and Lavender led the Salukis with 17. The Ramblers improved to a 15-10 and 5-8 in the MVC. They take on Bradley and Peoria this Sunday at 1 p.m.
It happens every year, the mingling of the Loyola student body and the Jesuit community.
Here's Blake Keller with more information on this year's big event.
An event that began almost 16 years ago, Jesuit Jam is a sporting event that has brought the Loyola student body and Jesuit community together. It is a fun time for students and allows Loyola's Jesuit community to get in on the action at one of Loyola's most anticipated games of the basketball season.
Jesuit Jam is an opportunity for us as a Jesuit community to really work together and to be together with the students. For me, it's a time when we can celebrate together with the student body, our athletic program, and our life together.
Thanks to the athletic department, their collaboration with the Jesuits has allowed them to easily reach all students and encourage them to participate in the festivities.
You know, we had a Facebook group. We tell everyone that we can. We obviously made what I think is a pretty good YouTube video. And word of mouth. I mean, most people know that this is something that happens every year by now. Plus, when you add free pizza and free t-shirts into the mix, it's not hard to get people to come.
Jesuit Jam is a great opportunity for Jesuits to showcase their personalities and show students that they like to have a good time too.
My favorite part is watching Jesuits embarrass themselves on the court. Next to that, I would say that it's just great to be a part of a thriving, energetic community, whatever that means. And so we're here for a basketball game, but we're really celebrating the university and the Jesuit quality of the university tonight, which is really great for me.
For years to come, the Jesuits hope to bring in students that normally would not attend the game and to give them a deeper sense of the Jesuit identity at the university.
So really to showcase, our talents and really to invite people into a space to have fun.
For Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Blake Keller.
Wow, those Jesuits sure do know how to have a good time.
Yeah, they do.
Another team that had a good time this weekend was Loyola's women's basketball, which finally ended the drought coming out of their 15-game losing streak. The Ramblers finally claimed that W last Friday against Evansville, defeating them 70-58. Topping her career high by scoring 29 points, Taylor Manuel showed her all on the court. Becca Smith added 12 points and 7 assists. The women's basketball team looked to win its second straight game last Sunday when they hosted the Indiana State Sycamores. The Ramblers and Sycamores were tied at 8 in the first half, but the Ramblers then went on a 9-0 run to break the game open. The Sycamores got the lead down to 3 thanks to 3 Chelsea Smalls' 14 points, but it was all Ramblers from there. A Sam Lambsbrighton gave Loyola a 26-16 halftime lead. The Ramblers suffered a scare midway through the second half as Taylor Manuel went down with what appeared to be a leg injury. That didn't slow down the Ramblers, though, who saw Taylor Johnson score 12, Sam Lambbrighton score 15 and dish out a team-high 4 assists, and Simone Law score a team and season-high 17 points to go along with her team-high 8 rebounds. The trio kept up the intensity throughout the second half en route to a 61-50 victory. The women's basketball team looked to extend their winning streak as they traveled to Wichita State this Friday.
This past Saturday, Loyola's #1 ranked men's volleyball team swept McKendree University 3-0. The Ramblers started strong, scoring 10 of the first 14 points in the first set. The teams exchanged points before Loyola went on a 4-point run led by Jeff Jendrick, Cody Caldwell, and Thomas Jeske, extending their lead to 16-8. After the teams traded points back and forth, a Jeske ace gave Loyola the first set 25-15. In the second set, the Ramblers pulled away early with a 19-8 lead. Ben Playstead led the Ramblers on a 5-1 run, ending the second set 25-11. Loyola showed no mercy again in the third set, ultimately defeating McKendree 25-17. This was the Ramblers' third consecutive sweep, advancing their undefeated record to 8-0. You can spend your Valentine's Day with men's volleyball team when they play Ball State at 7 p.m.
Jackie Robinson West was the feel-good story of the summer.
Kirsten Brown tells us why their championship title was recently stripped away.
Chicago's own Jackie Robinson West Little League team was stripped of its national championship earlier this week. The team reportedly violated zoning rules and recruited players who lived outside the team's designated geographic area. Darryl Butler, the team's manager, was suspended from future Little League activities. Michael Kelly, who served as the Illinois District 4 administrator, was removed from his position. This is a devastating blow to the Chicago-based team who won the 2014 Little League Baseball International Tournament. According to Little League International President Stephen D. Keener and various disgruntled parents of the players, the real victims of the scandal are the young players themselves, who reportedly had no knowledge of rules being broken. According to Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel, the young players should be viewed as victims rather than perpetrators. Many parents of the players claim the investigation and subsequent punishments were racially motivated and have started an online petition to reinstate the team's title. Make sure you check back to the locker next week for more in-depth coverage of the story. I'm Kirsten Brown.
This past weekend, the men's and women's track teams competed at the Mayo Invitational in South Bend, Indiana. No surprise here, a familiar name has made headlines yet again. Sam Penzensadler outran the competition and came in first place in the Mayo Mile, beating the second-place runner by 7/100ths of a second. Not only is he ranked #1 on the Missouri Valley Conference chart, but he's also ranked 17th nationally. Rambler Sports Locker's own Jake Mazanke stole the spotlight in the middle distance events. In his 800-meter run, Mazanke finished with a time of 1:48. With this time, he claimed runner-up honors and is now ranked for the event on Loyola's record board. For the women's team, junior Brianna Walker beat her old school record in the 200-meter dash on the first day of the Invitational. She then anchored in the 4x400 relay on Saturday with teammates Jade Kenny, Rebecca Stearns, and Krista Kuss. Their team finished with a time of 3:49, which ranked them 19th place overall, and also Loyola's best time of the season for this event. Coming off the strong performance by the track and field team at the Mayo Invitational, Jake Mazanke sat down with sophomore Alex Baker from the track and field team on this week's timeout.
Hi, I'm here with Alex Baker, who just this past weekend won the 5K at the Mayo Invitational at Notre Dame. What are your thoughts about the race, Alex?
Obviously I was just really excited about it. Coach just said just hit like 55s like every lap. It's a 320 meter, so it's kind of an odd number. But he just said hit 55s, and then if you feel good, just kill it. So I felt really good. So I just decided to go and ended up with a great time. I really didn't expect it. It just kind of happened. So yeah.
What did you do in preparation for the race? What do you feel is different from last year?
I feel like Coach put me in like a better heat this year, because I really think it's important who you run with. I think they can kind of help pull you in your races. So last year I was just in like a different heat and it kind of went out slower. But this one I just felt like I was in a good position kind of towards the front, and I was able to move through the field. So.
and you had a huge move with 600 meters to go. Do you think that came from consistent training this year and just, how the year's been going?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, I've been running more mileage. I'm up to like 70 to 75, and last year I was like 60. So I think that's helped. And then also, I think I've just gained a little more confidence this year. Just learning, I guess, how to train and how to be like a college athlete. So I think that's helped too.
What are your plans going into this weekend?
To recover after that 5K, my leg's kind of shot right now. And yeah, I'm entered into a pretty good mile this weekend. So if I go there, I just want to run fast, and that's it.
And one more question for you, Alex.
Yeah.
I gotta ask, just for myself, how do you keep your beard looking so good all the time?
I really don't know. My dad really can't grow a beard, so I think I'm just gonna give the props to my grandpa, I guess. Maybe that's where I got it. My brother can grow a really good one too, but yeah, I don't know. It's just in the genes. I'm lucky.
Just keep doing it. Keep running fast and rocking the beard.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Alex, and back to you guys at the desk.
Baker and a few other members of the men's track team will be headed to Iowa State this weekend, while the rest of the team will travel to the Grand Valley State Big Meet.
Loyola's softball team kicked off their season this past weekend at the Total Control Sports Invitational in Rosemont, Illinois. The Ramblers opened the tournament defeating Butler on Friday 6-5. On Saturday, Loyola outpowered North Dakota 8-3, but fell short to Samford later that day 5-4. On Sunday, the Ramblers took on Miami, Ohio. The game remained scoreless until the Red Hawks caught fire in the 6th inning, scoring 4 runs. Although Loyola gained momentum, scoring 3 runs in the last 2 innings, it was not enough for them to surpass Miami. The final score was 4-3 in favor of the Red Hawks. Junior Hannah Jenkins had a notable performance at the tournament. She batted .667 over the 4 games and had 1 home run and 2 doubles. The junior has been named Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Week. The Ramblers are set to play this weekend at the Hillenbrand Invitational in Tucson, Arizona.
To get in the holiday spirit, Allison Kukrowiak has a special treat for our Valentines at home.
In honor of Valentine's Day, we had a handful of Loyola student athletes share some of their best pickup lines with us. Spoiler alert, they're sports themed. Take a look at how these players spit their game.
Girl, you can call me D Rose because you got me weak in this.
Can I get your jersey? Name and number.
I don't need pickup lines. I
score threes all the time, but you'd be my first 10.
I respect the rest call just like I respect my women.
You're a really good player. We should totally play together sometime.
When it comes to love, I'm in it for the long run.
I hope there's a fireman around because you're smoking fast.
Hey, Turk, can I get your jersey? Your name and number.
Dang, boy, I must be Kobe because I can't pass you up.
My PR is not the only number I want to be telling you.
If I gave you my shoe, would you step into my life?
Am I going to answer yes or no?
You can stop chasing your dreams. I'm right here.
If you played half as good as you looked, you'd win a lot.
Is your name Kevin? Because I think I love you.
Good thing my watch has GPS, because I keep getting lost in your eyes.
Even if you serve into the net, you're still an ace.
I really dig you.
Do I answer yes or no? Or do I just take it off and give it to you?
Do you believe in love at first sight, or should I run by again?
I don't know why I'm breathing so hard. I don't know if it was this run or if you're the one that just took my breath away.
Practice 6 sets.
Hey Maddie, do you have any good pickup lines that always work for you?
As a matter of fact, I do. You ready? I'll cheer you on. Get it? Cheer.
Oh, okay. Oh gosh. Anyway, the NBA All-Star Weekend is coming up and should be filled with star-studded fun. Find out which event our Rambler contestants think will shine the most.
Hey y'all, and welcome to this week's Weekly Ramble. I'm your host, Milap Mehta, And just before we introduce our contestants, I would like to say, because of some of the recent shenanigans, I have to bring a stress ball now, according to my doctor. So just pardon me if I tend to hyperventilate. Anyways, here are our contestants. We have Molly Brewer on one end and Trisha McCulley on the other. And we're here to talk about some All-Star Weekend. So, you two, which event are you most looking forward to during this All-Star Weekend? Molly, let's start with you.
Well, I'd have to say that as much as I love a good skills challenge and dunk contest, the one that I'm most excited for is definitely the three-point contest. And that's because of the outstanding players that I think are participating this year. First of all, Kyle Korver. You really can't beat him. He's the best shooter for the Hawks, and he's really led the Eastern Division. So I would have to say that because he's the best single-season three-point success, I would go with Kyle Korver making the three-point contest this year definitely number one.
All right. He also looks just like Ashton Kutcher, so I give brownie points to that. Trisha, what are you going to counter with?
Well, the slam dunk contest has been a little disappointing the last few years, but I think it's making a comeback this year. They're changing it to the old format. There's 4 contestants. They're first and second year players. We have 6'11" Mason Plumley. He's so tall he can almost touch the rim, and he makes it look effortless. We also have the favorite among fans and myself, Zach Levine. He has been dunking all his life. He has a true dunking ability, and many fans believe he can bring the old school dunking contest back to the contest, and I just think he'll be a really good contestant.
All right. Zach Levine, he's kind of like Adam Levine, I guess. That one's a little bit more of a stretch. But anyways, Molly, let's get started with you. So you mentioned how Kyle Korver shoots threes really well. But, isn't that kind of a routine? In dunk contests, you get to see some of the most epic moments ever, like MJ, Dwight, etc. How do you counter that?
Well, that's true. That's a good point. But I'm going to stick with my original point is that the three-point contest this year is filled with literally all-stars. They're all-stars. Everyone's so excited to watch these people compete in the three-point contest. You've already got the Splash Brothers, Steph Curry and Kyle Thompson. There's so many different people competing that have incredible records that it's just the sheer skill that they bring to the table as a group that I think makes people really entertained when they're watching. So we look forward for that.
All right, very true, very true. And Trisha, you mentioned one of the Plumley brothers. I don't know if there's 5 or 6, however many out there. But the point is, no one can keep track of anyone who's really in the dunk contest. Who are these people? How can we have this be the most exciting event without any stars?
Well, I think it's going to be the most exciting event. They are first and second year players, as I said, and they're just going to, it's a dunk contest. It's the fan favorite. Everyone's excited to see it. They bring their creativity into it, and it just really gets the fans involved with scoring, etc. Like previous players, they bring in teammates and celebrities to do their crazy things, and I think after this weekend, you will know who these people are.
All right. Whoa, these two have definitely been getting a little heated right here. So, counter each other. Molly, let's start with you.
I think I see what you're saying about what they bring to the table, but I really think that what people want to see are the stars that you've followed throughout their careers and seen do well over and over and over again, and just bring that entertainment of wow, that's a great three-pointer and they do it over and over again. I think it's really the star quality that makes it the all-star competition.
All right, Trisha, how are you going to rebut that?
I agree. The three-point contest, it looks really exciting this year. You got a lot of great players, but in my opinion, three-point shooting, you see it in everyday games. You can see, granted, you see dunking too, but just the creativity behind it, it's just a much more exciting experience, and it does come after the three-point shooting, and they do say they always save the best for last, so.
Ooh, wow, that was a very, very strong finisher right there. What are we going to do here? Well, I'm actually going to give this one to Molly just because she emphasized the stars portion, and I think that the stars do make up the all-star weekend. However, obviously, all the events should be fun to watch. Now, because neither one of them decided to go off-road, I don't actually need the stress ball anymore, and we can head back to the desk.
Those are some pretty good picks. But I'm really looking forward to the Celebrity All-Star Game.
It's really weird none of us have gotten invited to play. We definitely have more views than any other student-run sports organization at Loyola. Wait, so what are you doing for Valentine's Day?
Well, I'll be spending that night with my boyfriends, Ben and Jerry.
Ooh, scandalous. Well, that's all the time we have this week. Make sure to follow us on all the handles you see below. I'm Malin Kenny.
And I'm Christina Carbonara. Thanks for stopping by the locker, and don't forget to turn out the lights.